Hello everybody, I am Samuel15 the Dragon, and welcome to Pokemon TCG Online. And today we're going to take a look at a fairly popular deck that still I feel like may be a little underrated since the format changed. This deck, of course, won Nationals. We update with certain cards of the format. And this is Big Basics RaiBodor, or as I'm starting to call it now, Fighting Big Basics RaiBodor. Because basically, we added the Lucario. We also took out the Druddigon because honestly, we're not really going to worry about that too much. You know, I kind of want to put that a Druddigon or a Buffalon in this deck. Actually, Buffalon has rotated out the format, so we can't use him anymore. But we can still use Druddigon, but, you know, I'm not really going to use him. Just because I really don't have that much room. So let's look at the stuff we added in this deck. First of all, we took out 2 Landorus so we can make room for the 2 Lucario in this deck. The reason why is because sometimes I feel like this deck has a bit of a problem with drawing into stuff, and that's why I have the Lucario for Corkscrew Smash, and it's a very good attack, I think. For 2, you do 60, and you draw cards and you have 6 cards in your hand, and that's a pretty good attack. And it's a fairly good attack, honestly. I've seen other stuff like Tornadus and other cards do similar attacks where you drop to 6, but this actually you can do fairly more damage. I'm sure 2 energy, but you know we can do more stuff with it too. Because with a muscle band and/or strong energy, we can do some extra damage, or we could just Hypnotoxic Laser Verbank City Gym. And this is what I'm doing, this combination in this deck. I thought about maybe taking all these 6 cards out and just putting 3 of the stadiums and just getting more room, but you know, I think I like the more traditional version as well. So yeah, unlike the LOG, Landorus, Lucario, and Garbodor, this is more of a traditional one. I feel like this is going to be the better one in this format because of several things. One, there's Yveltal, which this deck still struggles with, and there's I think the deck that I actually was kind of surprised that this deck struggles with is TDK, Thundurus, Deoxys, and Kyurem. Now, you may be wondering why. Well, you can just easily take that thing out, because, of course, you can just easily knock it out with Landorus or Lucario, but the thing is, if they're smart, they're not even going to put that thing down. For the most part, they'd be attacking with Kyurem, which actually is very hard to deal with because you're weak to water, and Deoxys, which Lucario is weak to. I'm sure we have Garbodor, but that kind of doesn't really help too much, you know. I feel like this deck is better against that matchup, and because we have Mewtwo, and we have for the Deoxys, we have Raichu for the Lugia. I mean, sure, there's the Dene, but that really doesn't do too much against Lugia. It mostly does damage against Yveltal. It's pretty good against Yveltal, but if they have Big Dip. If they don't Big Dip and they're careful, you know, and they don't put any more than 3 energy, then you're probably not going to be able to easily knock it out unless you like target it down with a Landorus early on or later on. You know, it does put it into Landorus range, but you know. We also put Garbodor because basically everything in this deck doesn't run on abilities, so all the Pokemon in this deck have a 2 line. I think that's fairly good. Let's see. Of course, we have 2 Bicycle for drawing. Dowsing Machine is just really good. And then we have Evo Soda. You know, we lost Bubble Ball, which actually did sting a little bit. But Evo Soda I think is pretty good too in this deck because we have 4 evolution lines. Not 4 different ones. Like we have a 2-2 Raichu line with 2-2 Garbodor line. I think that's good. We'll of course run Verbank City and Hypnotoxic Laser. Everyone should know what this thing does. It poisons and sometimes maybe it sleeps if you flip heads. And then for Verbank City Gem does 30 damage between turns. Professor's Letter is just good. Get energy. We have Strion Megaphone for Rosian Genesect basically, and some other stuff that we might find kind of annoying. We also have Switch, 2 switches, and 2 Float Stones. So we have several switching cards in this deck. 3 Ultra Ball. I think I might be getting a 4th one, but I decided against it. We have 2, and here comes the supporter lines. 2 Colors, 2 Corina, and 2 Lysander. 2 Colors is good for the because we can have a lot of stuff on the bench. Karina is good because, well, we have 4 different fighting type Pokemon. We have tons of items. You know, I was running Skyla in this deck, but I thought maybe Karina would be better because, you know, Skyla said gets you any trainer card, and Karina gets you any item card. So fairly much the same thing with the other bonus getting you a fighting Pokemon, which I actually do like. You know, if you're in a tough pickle, you can just Karina, get a Landorus and a switch. That's actually pretty powerful. Switch into Landorus, put a fighting on energy run or anything like that, and they're good. Of course, I have 3 Muscle Band, and you know, now here comes the energy. We have 4 DCE, but I'm thinking about maybe lowering it down a little bit. We are running, can't actually see. We're running 3 fighting energy. We're running 4 strong energy. I thought maybe doing the exact opposite, but strong energy is so good. You just want to draw into it all times. We also have 4 and 3 Juniper. Kind of want to have a 4th Juniper, but oh well. I feel like this deck is very consistent. Like, I feel like this deck may actually be better than the LOG because, you know, it's not just one type with RaiBodor. I mean, it's good against several matchups. You know, the only thing that it's not good against is actually one thing I kind of want to put in this deck is a steel type Pokemon. There's no really double color steel type Pokemon that hit for a good amount of damage, you know. I'm trying to find a water type Pokemon, a steel type Pokemon that hits for 70 damage with like a double color or something like that, or like 50 damage with the Muscle Band, or some things where we can knock it out, you know. But we're not really finding anything like that. You know, the least amount of damage we can do is, let's see, is about 30 damage. We can add a Muscle Band to that, so it does 50. I think there's a Cobalion that does that, honestly. So I think I want to put a Cobalion in this deck simply because, like I said, a lot of the water types that this deck is weak to happen to be steel. Kyurem, Plasma Kyurem, and both the deck that Puka just put in Beartic. Yeah, those 2 cards will give Landorus a bit of a trouble, so I think I'm going to be putting that in too. We already have Lucario's weakness covered. What's weak to Psychic? Psychic's weak to Psychic. Like most Psychic type Pokemon, with the exception of the Ghost types within the Psychic type Pokemon, are weak to Psychic type Pokemon. And there's not really that many Ghost attackers, I guess. There's not. You really don't see anything like that. You know. So I feel like this deck will be the most consistent. Is still good. You know. I feel like LOG is getting a lot of hype, but whatever. But anyway, I'm done with the mumbling. I'm gonna play a freaking game. Darn it. Yeah, like I said, just RaiBodor. I think not RaiBodor, but Big Basics RaiBodor might be better than LOG, you know. But that's just my opinion. I've been talking a long time, so I feel like I should give you guys a good game. You know, if this game's a little short, then I'm going to continue playing them again. You know, there really isn't anything I can think of off the top of my head. Yeah. Still trying to find a game. No, let's cancel. Play now. But yeah, I feel like this deck is still very good. I don't think you should just jump the train to LG just yet, because they have some problems. One of the biggest problems, in my opinion, I think, is finishing out games. You know, this deck still has that problem as well, but I don't feel like it's as much as a problem as LOG. God, 10 minutes before game actually starts. I apologize. You know, I feel like most of you guys have probably left the video by now. But oh wells. Focus is Actually, I don't think Puka's done longer at all. But whatever. A fairly decent start. Am I going first? I can't remember. No, I'm going first, so what should I start with? I'm gonna start with I'm gonna start with Lucario. Alright. Opponent's weak to grass. I don't have anything that it's weak to, and this is a Seismitoad deck. This deck might be a little bit of a problem, but I don't think it'll be too much. Opponent puts his Mewtwo down as well. Here comes the Mewtwo Wars. If I had a Switch and a DC, that would be amazing. But I don't. Though a bicycle could actually do that. Top deck bicycle. Well, let's see. I still need a bicycle. Let's see. I'm trying to figure what I would get. Hunt has DCE, so I do not think my opponent would I want to do last action. I don't know what to do here. The Mewtwo on the bench makes me nervous. I'll put my laser down too. Sweet. Sleep Wars. I'm just gonna hold on to my hand for now. I don't really need to get anything. This is actually a deck I may also have a problem with as well because I'm weak to everything. LOG gets a lot of hype. It just has a lot of weaknesses from what I've seen. And now I can't switch. Trubbish is nice, I guess. Should have used the thrusters a little earlier, but I did not. Oh, I should have Lizandra. Oh well. Darn it. And turn. Ah, darn it. I was trying to like bait him. But I think that's what my opponent was scared of, that I was holding on to something. Ah, darn it. I'm gonna lose here. I'm doing last action. If I do that, I'm going to walk into an X-Ball from the knockout. That's not even going to be funny. But I can come back from that. Yeah, my phone, it feels like it's retreating though. I need to get supporter. Opponent has decided they're gonna press forward, I think. Keep my items. Oh, my opponent's gonna retreat. Yeah, I feel like my opponent's gonna want to retreat here. That would be the clever plan. No, my opponent decided against retreating. I'm gonna hold on to my hand, just get a knockout here. However, have an end here would kind of stink, but I haven't really drawn anything, so I don't know what my opponent's going to do here. Ah, man. My opponent saw that. Floatstone, come on. Yeah. Crap, people slow. Darn it. That really stinks from that end. Had a bunch of cards I wanted to play too. I think this is actually what my opponent should be doing. Oh. Oh, laser. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Wow, this is really stupid. So much bad lucks. I'm doing a very poor not representing this deck well. Oh my. Wow. It's dumb. Alright, let's play again. Actually, let's open a pack real quick. Nothing. Just a bunch of bulk I'll trade for. Alright, let's play again. We have a few more minutes before I have to stop. Let's see. Augusto Gold. Opponent, of course, just gets to choose who goes first. I have no basic Pokemon, neither did my opponent. But my opponent seems to have a fairy deck of sorts. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to start with first. Since my opponent is going first, I'm going to put down the Landorus. It's always good to use, I think. I'm going to bench the rubbish. Actually, let's bench them all. Oh, I'm going first. Dirt. Oh, wow. Look, a Break City Gym is always nice. And turn. I really don't need to bet to do anything. And I could have Polish for 4, maybe I should have done that, but I didn't really feel like doing it. I just kind of wanted to wait until I have my opponent gets more stuff on the bench. My opponent did get more stuff on the bench, like I thought. The Jigglypuff is not threatening at all to me. The Colress. I don't know what to do here. This is kind of when it gets tricky. I mean, Hammerhead. I'm doing 50. 7 that is benching. That is a knockout. So I'm gonna put that here. I'm gonna hold on to my muscle band. I'm just gonna hammer hit here, and to the Jigglypuff. The Jigglypuff has an odd number though. I have to say that. Alright, I got a DCE. I feel like this is really gonna be my hand. The reason why I didn't put the most of it anywhere is I kind of want to hold on to it in case I actually need it. I do not need it right now. Hitting 50 here would be nice, but I don't think it would be too much of a point in doing that. May put that on the Mewtwo. Opponent get benches a Pikachu. I feel like my opponent's gonna have to just keep getting more energy on the bench. My opponent really needs to get an Aromatisse into play. But I feel like this is just a basic fairy deck of sorts. This is a random fairy deck. Opponent has yet to do anything. If my opponent doesn't do anything, I'll just find another freaking game. I think my opponent just kind of goes, you know what, there's no point. I'll play another game. So I think I'm just going to title this video Fighting Big Basics. And that's really what I'm going to call it. Sweet, another pack. I'm going to hold on to this. Alright, let's play one more game. Alright, what do I want to go, heads or tails? I think I want to go heads. I should have gone tails. Alright, yep, my opponent is going first. Yeah, probably most certainly will gonna end. Alright, since then my opponent has a Reshiram deck of sorts. My turn. Trying to figure what I'm gonna do. Definitely gonna laser. I'm not gonna call it for one, I'm not gonna, you know, I could actually quick attack. And I could maybe knock him out. Let's see. 40. Could have actually do it. I could still do it, I guess. But I think I'm just gonna end here instead. So I could maybe knock it out. I feel like I should have done that. But I had no idea of knowing it was going to be absolute garbage off of this hand. At least my opponent is now paralyzed, as silly as that sounds. Opponent puts down a Protect Cube. That's actually very good in this deck, I guess. Opponent will be able to attack this turn if I don't get anything. I don't want to get rid of everything in my hand, but I have to. And I want to get a Pokemon. I mean, I could Lysandra and stall for time, but I don't know if my opponent has a switch or not. I feel like this is the safer bet. And I'm glad I did this. You know, I could use Hammerhead instead, but I want to get more stuff in my hand, I guess. I'm going to just Missile Jet for his nice 50 damage. My opponent draws a card. So my turn. Not my turn. My opponent just decides they're going to claw me. That's understandable. I'm trying to figure out how to put this energy on. You know, I want to get rid of that Tepe because I don't want my opponent getting out a Emboar in play. I don't like that. So I'm just gonna Corkscrew Smash and refresh my hand a bit. My opponent is in range for another knockout, so Actually, my opponent is not exactly in range. I might have to like get something along the lines of like. Ooh, my opponent hits me for 150 out of nowhere. That stinks. I should have just took the knockout. I didn't see that, and that was where I freaking. Um, I could still actually get the win here. No, I actually have the win. And then prize the Mewtwo. Tree, I didn't need to put that on, but and just like that, Expo, good game. That's why Mewtwo is always good, because if your opponent ever like big dips in something, you just go DCE Mewtwo, good game. That's sometimes really what it takes. Just Mewtwo. Mewtwo is that good sometimes. I love Mewtwo. Anyway, thank you everybody. Please subscribe and all that silly stuff, and I shall see you peoples next time.